Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classics, debates, and entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I was even forgetting what the hell I was going to say in the beginning of the intro. But before we get into today's show, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Look, we've been stirring up the bee's nest. We've been pissing off a lot of people in the sports media space, especially LeBron fans, with some of the things that we've been saying. And I sat back yesterday and I thought about it. I was like, should I just relax and just kind of go easy on these guys? And then I thought again to myself, I was like, nah, we gonna keep putting the fire on their asses, because they just keep doing one ridiculous thing after another. One of the LeBron fans left a comment on one of our posts yesterday, and he goes, "Oh, LeBron fans don't say this stuff." I'm like, you guys need to go out there and look at some of the stuff creators that are supporters of LeBron James say on a daily basis on the internet. Some of it is just, quite frankly, quite outlandish. So what happened? As you guys know, whenever you go through YouTube, you have a viewing history. It then begins to recommend shows, shows from various channels that you've watched or may watch, and whatever the case may be. So what happened yesterday, I was just going through the internet, watching various sports shows, and then a particular show was recommended to me, right? This show was recommended to me, and it was with the headline. It says, Rob Parker and Jonas Knox. NBA uses ridiculous narrative to prop up LeBron James in the GOAT conversation, right? And this video was from Fox Sports Radio. It's about a 27-minute video. So I click on it to hear what these gentlemen were talking about. And as I clicked on it, what was taking place in this show was remarkable to me, because the way that these gentlemen were speaking, in this case, we're talking about Rob Parker and Jonas Knox, they were speaking like people would speak in the independent space. You seldom hear people in mainstream media speak with this level of candor that Jonas Knox and Rob Parker were speaking with in this particular show. But essentially, what they were doing was they were basically reacting to how narratives get pushed out there by people within LeBron James's camp, who look for any little thing to use as ammunition to basically say, look, you see, this right here proves that he's better than Jordan. Oh, look, you see, this right here proves he's better than Jordan. And it got to the point, as Jonas was talking, he then got to the point where he really started to break down a lot of the people in media that we see today, and the games that they play, and the foolery that they do in order to get to where they are. And basically, he was exposing the sports media landscape, and basically saying that a lot of these guys that go out there and push these narratives are doing it because they want to go ahead. They want to advance in their careers. And if it means slandering other players like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and others to push one particular player forward that's currently in power, they're going to do so. And as I was listening to them, I'm like, man, these guys are not holding back. And Jonas looked like at one point he just snapped and he just started leaking all of the industry insider secrets. And I'm like, man, this would be something that the audience will be very interested in hearing. So what we'd like to do now, the audio is a bit long, but I want you guys to listen to it. I try to condense it as much as I could, but I thought that everything that they said within this soundbite was pertinent. Right, I thought it was valuable information worth listening to. So we want to play for you now. We're going to ask you guys to listen to it in its entirety, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts on what we just heard. Take a listen to that there.
10 points?
It's
like, who sat around to go like, oh, this guy scored 10 points in every game for 1,000 games. Isn't that unbelievable? I'm just like, what does this mean? Well, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to beat up on LeBron. LeBron didn't make the stat, but this narrative.
Yes.
Why is this a narrative?
It's you know what it is, and people can get offended by this as much as they want. I don't care. I couldn't care less. You got a bunch of fanboys in the media that cover the NBA, and they want to make sure they're taken care of. so they carry LeBron James's water and start getting these narratives out there. Because for the longest time, Rob Parker, what did we always hear about? Well, he's not about scoring. That's not what LeBron's game is. He's more like Magic Johnson. He's not like Michael Jordan. He's not about scoring. Yet, if you noticed, more and more, we're continuing to see these stats pop up where it's his scoring, which is now the conversation, that his scoring is now, what is setting him apart from some of the other all-time greats. And it's whatever message they want to get passed through the media carries it for them, and they push stuff like this. Players with the most consecutive games scoring at least 10 points. What? Like, is that what we're doing now? So when he scores 8 points in a game in a couple of years, is it now players that have scored 8 points in the most consecutive games? How much more are we going to groove these numbers to try and fit whatever push is being done so that he can try and climb the charts in this Mount Rushmore GOAT conversation? I'm tired of it.
That's exactly what it is. It's like, let's come up, let's dig, let's try to figure it all out.
It's insane.
To come up with something, but God forbid you mention that he's lost more championships than any other former MVP.
That doesn't matter. No.
They go, well, Kevin Durant, he went to the Warriors.
Yeah,
well,
doesn't
Kevin
matter.
Durant. Like that's they don't want to hear that. You can't blame LeBron. Look at his numbers. Look what he did. What kind of team did he have? Kevin Love sucked. Kyrie Irving stinks.
Yep.
I mean, what is this?
Yeah.
Seriously, and the graphic that was up had like Michael in it. So this was Michael was second, so that was like ammo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I don't know if they would even put it up if Michael would have been first, but it's like it was LeBron, Michael, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, and Kevin Durant. I think that is it. And Michael Jordan stood at 866. I just thought to myself, this is one of those where there's a narrative out there. And all it is I just, it's hard for me to buy into compiling numbers. Did Michael Jordan go to college, or did he come straight from high school?
I
mean, come on. Of course he has better numbers.
It's stats. This is my big issue when it comes to people that rattle off stats when that's their only go-to. They don't want to actually, because it's easy. It's the easy go-to. You can just give a stat and say, well, look at this. Okay, but we've got to provide nuance, and it's our responsibility to do that, to actually provide context to some of these stats that are thrown out there. Because if we just want to live in a stats world, Rob Parker, I don't know if you know this or not, but Matt Stafford has more passing yards in his career than Joe Montana. Was Matt Stafford a better quarterback?
Thank you.
I mean, but the problem is people want to play that game until the game doesn't go with them, and then they spit back against it. And I can't stand it. Tell me why something matters. Don't give me a number. Tell me why the number matters.
Why does scoring 10 points in an NBA game matter as if that means anything?
Totally agree.
I mean, I don't even get it. And this is not against LeBron. He didn't make up the stat. It's what you just talked about, the fanboys. And here's the other part. And I'm a part of the media, man. You know I always stick up for my brethren, okay? Because I've been in this business for 35 years, and there's a lot of damn good reporters and people who really do a good job, who I admire. But there are also a lot of people who are out here who are trying to make themselves relevant. Yes. And the way that they're trying to make themselves relevant is because they didn't see Michael Jordan play, they have to have LeBron be that guy so that they can be justified. Seriously, that's what this push is. So that they didn't see Michael play. They saw LeBron play, and they want to be able, because us old heads, us old dogs, you mean when I was in Cleveland when he made that shot over Craig Elo sitting courtside, and I have a real comparison because I saw LeBron's career from the beginning. I saw Michael Jordan go through the ups and downs before he broke through. I remember when people said he would never win anything, Jonas, and that he was just a dunker and he didn't make his teammates better. I heard all that stuff. And he broke through and started winning at a record pace. Stop with all. Nobody ever talks about Michael Jordan led the NBA in scoring 10 years in a row. Nobody, they always go, oh, if it's only about championships, then Bill Russell is the greatest player of ever, right?
No,
That's what they say all the time.
Never, but for the longest time, scoring didn't matter to LeBron. No, he doesn't. That's not his game, man. He's about making other people better. Okay, but now it is his game. Now we gotta groove it and make it to where it is his game. By the way, would you agree that Jim Kelly is a great quarterback in NFL history? Jim Kelly,
never
Hall of
won a
Famer,
Super
right?
Bowl.
Yeah, never won a Super Bowl. But did you know that Kerry Collins is a better quarterback than him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's got more passing yards. I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're doing stats.
Here's the other one, too, that I love. You know about him going to, has it been 10 championships? Well, he's been to 10 championships, whatever. I said, well, Jerry West went to 9. Well, but he only won 1. But he only won 1. Like, so which one? So you're making a case about going to the finals, right? That's the case you made. You didn't make it about winning. You were sticking your chest out talking about that he'd been to the finals 10 times. I said Jerry West went 9 times.
It's just, and you know what? I know you don't want to blame LeBron because he didn't want to come up with the graphic, but I do actually somewhat blame LeBron because I think it's his. Remember when Phil Jackson said this? All right, this is really going to piss some people off. But remember, Phil Jackson said this, and I think it was taken out of context because people ran with it in a direction that I don't think he was intending. Remember when Phil Jackson said LeBron and his posse are controlling things?
Right.
Remember when he said that? People ran with that as sort of that it was there was a race component to it, and I don't think that there was from Phil Jackson. I think his point was he's got a group of people that surround him, and they are pulling strings in the NBA. And Phil Jackson said that way before all of this Klutch sports and all these other moves that were made. And I actually believe that Phil Jackson was onto something. I think there is a control and a push from LeBron's camp to get his statistics and his records and all that stuff out there. Wasn't it like a couple of years ago he passed somebody on the scoring list? And it was right after, or it was right when they lost a game. I think they lost the game, but he broke a scoring record. So he went and ran to Twitter and celebrated it. I'm telling you, I think they're behind it. And what Phil Jackson said, he was on to something.
So you heard what they had to say there. What are my thoughts on what these gentlemen had to say? I think that they were 100% on the money. I think that they are saying what those of us in the independent space notice. Why am I saying the independent space? Because it's not, it doesn't serve people in big media to do something that is different than what these guys are doing every single day. If you pay attention to what's happening on social media, especially on Instagram, account Bleacher Report, all these different accounts, you can see that there's this consistent push to constantly elevate LeBron James and basically propagate LeBron James propaganda all throughout the internet, to the point where now there are people that actually are sitting out there that believe that LeBron is a superior player to Michael Jordan. We have gotten to this point in the game where people actually believe. Now, at first they were like, oh, LeBron is the second best or top 5. No. Now we're getting to the point where people are saying that he's better. I'll give you guys an example. If you listen to the soundbite, they were talking about when he scored 10 points in a consecutive. Prior to LeBron doing that, that was a statistic that no one ever even thought to care about. No one. But nevertheless, when he does it, it's a big thing. The other example is a scoring record. When LeBron eclipsed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most points scored in NBA history, all of a sudden it became this big thing. LeBron fans went out there and they were running out there with their pitchforks, hollering and screaming, slapping each other with honey, basically talking about, oh, you see, now he's a greater scorer ever. Is he really? Is he really? Who in their right mind that calls themselves a basketball fan would say that just because LeBron has scored the most points in NBA history, he's a better scorer than Michael? That would mean that you're basically a neophyte in basketball. It would mean that you don't watch basketball, because nobody with sense that has actually watched the game would say to you, based on the fact that LeBron has more points in terms of his cumulative amount of points throughout his career, he's somehow a better scorer. That would be insane. But that's what these people do. And these people in media look for these little moments to try to push these narratives. The last one I heard was from Kendrick Perkins on ESPN when they were talking about what took place in the Olympics. And they were like, what does this do for LeBron's legacy? And he goes, oh, it just proves that he's the GOAT because he won an Olympic gold medal. So therefore, he's the GOAT. Meanwhile, Jordan already has gold medals too. But you know what LeBron fans will say? You know what they'll say? Well, LeBron has 3 gold medals to Jordan's 2. So therefore, he's ahead. So therefore, Kevin Durant should be ahead of LeBron James because he has what? 4. So he should be ahead of, then they'll say, no. There are other things that go into it. Obviously, there are other things that go into it. But they won't bring it up because it doesn't serve their argument. It doesn't serve their argument. And what I'm noticing is that we're finding a way to piss off LeBron James fans on a daily basis, and I love it. Do you know why I love it? I'm going to tell you why I love it. Because it seems like these guys have been so conditioned to getting a particular message on a daily basis from certain people in media. The moment they start getting another point of view on their king, all of a sudden they start losing their stuff. They start running mad on the internet. They start beefing with you. Yes, there are LeBron fans that are actually falling out with other LeBron fans because one of them maybe dared to say one critical word about LeBron James. Just imagine the level of insanity that exists within you for you to now say, you know what, you're no longer a LeBron fan because I'm a really dedicated LeBron fan because I only say nice things about him. And you dare to say one negative thing about him, so therefore you can no longer be. This is where we are at this point in the game. And I blame it on all of these people in media that have been pushing these ridiculous narratives down the throats on NBA fans every single year, year after year after year. That's why we're at the point where we are. Now, the guys on TV believe that, oh, well, we're on TV, so we're bulletproof. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all may be on TV, but a lot of people out here don't respect you dudes. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of people don't. Just because you're on TV does not mean you're respected. Just because you're on TV and you work for a big network, that don't mean you're respected, my boy. And you know that. If you're going to be on ESPN and be up there twerking it up every single day and knocking over drinks and doing all kind of madness and feel good about yourself and be like, well, I'm on TV and they not. Nah, really. People looking. Yeah, you on TV because there ain't nothing else to watch. But it don't mean that people is jacking what you're saying on TV. A lot of the dudes that are on TV on a daily basis, a lot of people are clowning them. A lot of them. For some of the weirdo clown takes that they make on a daily basis. So these are my thoughts. We got a lot more content that we're going to get into today. I don't want to give you guys everything because we got a lot more that we want to get into. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Rob Parker and what is it? Jonas Knox had to say. What do you think about today's show and our analysis? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.